I've got mud in my socks. I don't know why. That's what I was doing there. I've got mud in my socks. Hello and welcome to that RowRow and Kades podcast, episode 33. My name is Kelly, also known as RowRow and Kades. Welcome, and a huge welcome to new followers and a huge welcome to everybody who comes back. Thank you very much for coming back. This is a knitting and designing podcast from the northeast of England. And I've said that in the wrong order and now it feels weird to not say welcome again, so welcome. Thank you very much. Yes, last episode I was a bit giddy and I actually had someone ask me if I was drunk. Hi Ruth. No, I wasn't drunk. I was just a bit giddy, and I also feel a lot more like myself when I do these now. Like if you watch episode 1, I'm all like timid and I talk with a really little quiet voice. And hi, my name is Kelly. I'm all like, it's not me. That isn't me. I'm a bit more stupid than that. And yeah, the accents are kind of normal and everything else. So yeah, if you didn't see last week's episode, last fortnight's episode, go and watch it. See for yourself. But yeah, I don't know what this one's gonna be like. Maybe there'll be accents, maybe I'll be giddy again, maybe I'll just don't know. But if that's not your thing, I do apologise, but that is what I'm actually like. So yeah, not drunk, drinking tea, and just yeah, losing the plot. Today I am drinking from my son's mug. Where's it start? There. Your Jawson. Just because I grabbed a mug. And I'm drinking the Yorkshire Tea's Jam on Toast. I've kind of got a bit of a taste for it. I've banned myself from buying biscuit brew tea until I've finished my Jam on Toast tea. And because of that, I've kind of now got a bit of a taste for the Jam on Toast tea. I still won't be buying it again, but I am buying biscuit brew. I'm desperate for some. So, we're not here for tea, so I'm not going to go into what biscuit brew is. If you don't know, then you need to look it up or watch a past episode or something. I will crack on with where I've been. Where I've been? No. I'll crack on with what I've been doing. I have no finished objects. I'm not wearing anything today. Well, I am wearing something, because that would be not the podcast that you would tune in for. But it's not knitwear. I have hardly done a lot. Well, I have done knitting, but not on the stuff that I'm supposed to be knitting on. Well, I have, but I haven't. Right, let's just get on with it, yeah? So no finished objects. In my defence, everything I'm knitting is massive, so I'm only knitting tops and a shawl. Yeah, so everything's like, I could do with some socks or something, couldn't I? Anyway, the one that I concentrated the most on, which is what I said last time, was that I was concentrating on my sea glass tee and my salty air tee, which are both short-sleeved tops, and I also had the Old School by Veera Välimäki and thought maybe I should be working on the Old School because it's long-sleeved. So I did. I dropped the other two and I started working on this instead, but it is quite a slow goer. I did split for the sleeves. Let's get my hair off it. So this is where we are so far. Okay, I don't know if you can hear my dog snoring in the background, I do apologise. So I can't remember where I was the last time you saw me, and I haven't put a marker in because I am a big divvy. But basically, the Old School has this like plain top for the yoke, and then it goes into the pattern, and the pattern goes all the way down. So I'll show you the pattern close. It's really pretty, but it is kind of time consuming. I split for the sleeves, but then it does have down the, that's my scent spray thing, it's so noisy. It does have I'm so sorry. It does have stuck and stitch panels going down. Oh, I'm rubbish at showing you this sort of stuff. Going down the sides. So on both sides, under the arms, it has stuck and stitch panels. So that's a bit weird. And I don't know what it's going to look like when it's done with those there. And I also thought that it was coming out really big, but I don't think it's as big as I think it'll be alright. It's a lot of work, and I don't want to do all that work and then it not fit. So I'm going to put it on some, I can never remember the name of them. Them long things that you put, are they called stitch holders? Maybe they are called stitch holders. You know, where you push the plastic onto the end of your needle and you push your stitches onto it, so you've got, I know I used to use like scrap yarn, but then you've got to obviously feed all your stitches back onto the needle. But with this you can just slide it off and it's a lot easier. Anyway, I'm going to put this onto them and try it on before I knit any more on it, because it does look quite big. But you know, I do find sometimes that I'm knitting something and I think, God, this looks really big. And then I try it on and I'm like, no, that's your size. So maybe I'm deluded, I don't know. So yes, that is Veera Välimäki, old school. I love the yarn. I'm knitting it in. I haven't got a ball of it with me, but this is Hobbii's Peruvian wool, I think it's called. Highland wool. It's made from Peruvian wool, I think. Anyway, I'll put it down. It's Highland wool. It's 100% whatever type of wool it is. It's not, it doesn't feel like merino. It's quite rustic feeling. My nose is running, I'm sorry. It's quite a rustic feeling. Not as rustic as some I've felt. I don't think this would be scratchy against my skin. It would be nice. It's just not like merino is. What else? This is the deep moss colourway, and it's this gorgeous dark green. It's got little flecks of like almost yellow in there, but it's just so pretty. It's really nice. Yeah, nothing else to really tell you about that one. So I'm knitting it on my 4.5mm. These, which you probably recognise, the Zings. Is that Knit Pro Zing, where they're all different colours? And I got my stitch stoppers from Yorkshire Yarn Fest. They were from Beehive Yarns, and she did different colours, the little rainbow stitch needle stoppers. They're cute. So there we go. That is Old School by Veera Välimäki. So I've been concentrating on that a lot. Some places with you. And then the other one I've been working on is my Sunset Skies Shawl. Sunset Skies Shawl by Helen Stewart, or Curious Handmade. I did this for the No Shades of Grey challenge from Hobbii, and if you watched last episode you'll know that I chose 2 shades of grey to do my No Shades of Grey shawl. I don't know. I shouldn't be let loose, it's quite obvious. But I'm at 80%. Right, so if you haven't knitted a Helen Stewart pattern before, I've only knitted 2, so whether this is for every pattern, I don't exactly know. However, I've knitted 2 and they've both been this way, so I assume that it is how she writes her patterns. So she doesn't like write them, she writes them basically they're like in a table, so every row is in a table and you have a checkbox to say you've done that row. So as you go down, like every row, so if you go down, you tick off your row to say you've done it. And at certain points in the pattern, she'll tell you what percentage of the pattern you've completed. So last night I got to 80% of this one. I was looking to see if I had the pattern so that I could describe that a bit better. I do. So like this. I'm not going to show you this bit, but like this. So each row of the pattern is, and then you'll get like percentage bits. So last night I got to there 80%. Yes, so I'm starting, I'm here. So I've only got those rows to go. So each box is a row and it tells you the stitch count before and after sort of thing. Okay, so that's how she does her patterns. So I'm nearly done. And it's so shallow, I didn't expect it to be as shallow as it is. So this is it. So I'm a little bit disappointed. I've got a lot of yarn for it, and I'm pretty certain I followed the recommendation, the yarn recommendation, like amount, the yardage amount from the pattern, but I've got a lot of yarn left. I've only just broke into my second main colour ball, and I think I've got 4 of them. And I've got, obviously, you're going to have, I mean, the pink, I'm going to have loads left of, obviously. And the green, all of them, I've got loads left. But the fact that I haven't even touched some of the yarn is just, yeah, a bit weird. And I thought that it had a bit more of a pattern on the bottom, but it doesn't seem to have. It's just these eyelets, I'll show you. So yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed in it. Still not 100% on my colours that I chose. I did pick them from a website that shot colours together for you, and that red just blows out, it's not that bright. But yeah, I don't know, it might look better when it's blocked. I've got lots of ends as well, which is never a good sight, is it? Yeah. But yeah, that's my Sunset Skies Shawl. That name doesn't go in my head at all. Like the salty air tea. Yes, the salty air tea. If you watch, every time I talk about that jumper, I call it the sea glass tea. I have no idea why. Even before I was doing the sea glass tea. So it's a bit weird. So yeah, not much I can really tell you about that. I'm using, excuse crinkling, let me get one with a label on. I'm using the Hobbii Extra Fine Merino, Hobbii Friends Extra Fine Merino, which is lovely. It's kind of like, do you know what it reminds me of? Years ago, there used to be artisanal yarns, and I used to love them, and they used to have a merino. They closed up a long time ago now, and it was really sad, but I used artisanal merino a lot before they closed, and this kind of reminds me of it. It's a little bit thinner, but this is a full ply, and that was a DK, so that'll be why it's thinner. But yeah, it reminds me of that. It's that sort of yeah, squidge. But this is Superwash Merino. Yeah, I've got, I use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colours. So we've got the red, which is called Tomato, which is really not, like I said last time, it doesn't burn your eyes. It just won't show on this camera. I'll try and take a photo of it and put a photo up. If no photo appears, then it's blowing out on the photos too. So I used, that's called Tomato. I used this pink, which is called Hint of Pink. This one, which is called something like Amorite or something. Those of you who know like metals and jewels and things will probably be shouting at the screen going, no, it's something called totally different. But that's what I remember it as. This is, I think it's just grey, I think. And then this one. I can't remember. Something mint. I don't know. I'll put them on the screen anyway. So there, that's what I've been using, and that's what I've got left of them all as well. A lot. Oh, I've only got one more ball of that. So I've got that. So that's what I've been left with. And obviously I'm using one and I've got to finish. But it's still a lot, isn't it? So yeah, be aware of that if you decide to make sunset shawl, sunset skies shawl. My goodness me. Yeah. So that's that one. I will have that finished next time you see me because it has to be finished by the 20 something. Ooh, 26, 28, something like that. I have to have it finished. So for Hobbii. So, and that includes blocking. But if I've literally got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 rows left. Oh, cast off, and it's a picot cast off. So that's about 5 rows in one, isn't it? So yeah, that's that. And then I've worked on one other thing. No, I haven't, that's a lie. I've worked on 2 other things. One of them is a one skein shawl, which I was working on a while ago. It's like a blue and white sparkly number. It's a asymmetric shawl, like the same sort of shape as my bated breath, but it is for one skein. We started working on that again. Recently. I've had to put it down over the last week, but that is in the mix as a new design, but I'm not going to bother showing you it because it's literally just a garter stitch triangle, and you've already seen it to a certain point, so there's no point in you showing it, it's boring. But I have been working on something else. This is exclusive. Exclusive for you. I'm going to show you. I wasn't gonna announce this until I'd got it to a certain point, but I've tried it on today and it's all going well. So I'm going to announce it. Basically, I've been working on a new top. Now, when I did the Moonglade tee, I did that designer story video, which I'm also doing for this tee to see how things go. I did that designer story video, and I can't remember if I left it in or cut it out, but there was a point where I said that I really wanted to make a yoke top down, but that I didn't know if I could do it. I didn't know if I was capable of doing it. Anyway, I've had loads of them in my head and I bit the bullet and decided to do one. I've tried it on today and it's going well. So This is, if you remember my Stormseeker socks, I will pop a picture up there. I wanted to start off easy for myself where the maths was concerned. So this is the Stormseeker T. And we've already got the yoke so far, but here we go. So it's currently on one of these things that I can never remember the name of, so that you can see it properly. And it's obviously not blocked. Right. So, yeah, Stormseeker T. It's got short rows in the back. So the back starts slightly lower. Get out the way, you. Yeah, and the body will be stocking stitch. So I've got a picture of me wearing it in the thumbnail, so you'll have seen that. But yes, that is the Stormseeker T so far. I am close to separating for the sleeves, not too far off. Yeah, scary, scary, but here we go. New design. Getting myself back in gear. Needs a good block. I think it'll be beautiful when it's blocked. I'm knitting it in. Let me get my other, because I'm literally like at the end of the scheme, so give me a minute. So I'm using the Yarn Collective. So it's Fleurville 4-ply, which is 100% merino. And does it have a colourway on it? It did. Oh, Brunia. Brunia. So, I am disappointed to say that it is just a bog standard silvery grey. It's nice, and it's nice to work with. I've used Fleurville before. It's just that when I ordered it, I've had this ages. I've had this top in my head for such a long time, like a year. I don't know when I even ordered this. I can't remember, but I ordered it for this top in mind. And when I ordered it, I thought it was more like a, I don't know, in the picture it looked a little bit more like it had some browns in there and it was a bit more entertaining. I don't know what the word is. It just wasn't like just a basic grey. It wasn't a basic grey. It looked really pretty in the photos. So when it came, I was a little bit disappointed. That's off the Love Crafts website. I don't think you can get the Yarn Collective from anywhere else. I think it's only from Love Crafts. But yeah, this is the label, and it's called Brunia, which is there at the top. If that'll focus on that, it's a bit small. It's there anyway. And it says that it's been curated by Melanie Hoffman, which it must be her collection. But yeah, not massively impressed in the colour, I'm not going to lie. However, it is my only 4-ply what? I can't think of sweater quantity. Oh my god. It's my only 4-ply sweater quantity that I have at this time, and I cannot afford to buy in any more at the minute. So yeah, I went with it. We'll see how it goes. I mean, it works with the sweater. I always think Stormseeker should really be in a grey sort of colour, shouldn't it? Or like a dramatic, stormy sort of colour. And it would be nice to have it in something a little bit more fancy. But That's the word I was looking for. Fancy, not entertaining. Because they're the same. It would be nice if it was a little bit more fancy, but it's not, and that doesn't matter. It'll still look really nice, I think. I still like it. So yes, that is Stormseeker tea, which hopefully will arrive for you soon. I don't know. I have been working on something else, and I forgot to tell you last time. Whoops. And it's a bit of a shock, but I have been doing it. I have been working on the Battenberg blanket, which means I've been crocheting. So this is what I have so far. Basically what happened was I mentioned the Battenberg blanket ages ago. I seen it on Little Like Hacks podcast. If you don't watch Little Like Hacks podcast, head on over and check her out because she's great. And she'd mentioned she'd started doing a Battenberg blanket, and I'd never seen the blanket before, and I loved it even though I can't crochet. So I put it in my list and was like, I'm going to learn to crochet and do that, and then I never did. I did when I saw Amanda from the Little Like Hacks podcast it was Yorkshire Yarn Fest I saw her at first. She said to me about practicing with DK, and I've got mud in my socks. I don't know why. That's what I was doing there. I've got mud in my socks. Dear me. Yeah, so I spoke to Amanda, and she said I'd tried one in 4-ply yarn, because I think the pattern is in 4-ply yarn. I'm not 100%. I tried one in the 4-ply and it was really wonky and terrible. And she said maybe try doing one in DK so you can see what you're doing and it's a bit more robust to be playing about with. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to do that. And then I never did it. And then a couple of months ago, Carla from the Sew Knit Create podcast, check her out if you haven't because she's amazing too. She messaged, well she didn't, it was on my Discord. She said in Discord that she can't crochet but she would really like to, and would I like to do the Battenberg blanket with her? And I was like, that's a lot of pressure. Because I'm rubbish. I'll go, yeah, I'll do it, and then I don't. So I was like, let's open it up to the whole Discord and see if anyone else fancies it. And turns out loads of them did. So there is currently a Cal, but with a curly K. There is a Cal going on in my Discord channel for the Battenberg blanket. And there's a fair few of us who've joined in. The Cal is open for a year, but that's only because I couldn't extend that in Discord. I can only open one for a year. But we're all thinking it's going to be at least 2. And yeah, I've been doing that. If you would like to join us, please join the Discord and come and join us. It is great fun. We've all been a bit quiet with our Battenbergs over the last couple of weeks. I think we've all been busy with other things. There's a few Cals going on in there. But I think it's one of them things that you pick up and put down whenever you've got a chance to just do a square, isn't it? So these are some of my squares. So the first ones were the blue ones, and they were quite wonky. I mean, but you know, it was like first attempts. My first one, I must have pulled it out about 15 times. And then went on to the reddy coloured ones, just to give myself a bit of change. They started to get a bit better. And then my final one that I've done a few weeks ago, under the supervision of my friend Ange, was this purpley one. She did the middle. I can't take credit for the middle. She started me off, and then I did the rest. But can I call myself a crocheter? I can't call myself a crocheter yet. but I can crochet a, whatever they're called, because they're not called granny squares, but they're called something else, and I can crochet one of them. So I either have a blanket in the making or very nice cushion cover. I am using James C. Brett DK with Merino. I have tons of it. Back in the day I used to knit baby knits, baby clothes, baby hats and things to sell, and this is the yarn that I use because it's beautifully soft, but it's mostly acrylic and can be thrown in the washing machine, which is ideal for babies and to give to people who don't knit. But it does have that little 10% of merino in there that gives it this really lovely ooh. So this is what I used to use to knit baby clothes in. And I've got loads of it, so loads of different colours. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a load of coloured ones, and then my main colour, I want it cream, like Sandra Paul's original. So I'm just going to get a load of cream of this stuff. So yes, that is my other project that I forgot to tell you about last time. There we go. Look at me with a crochet hook. Right, and then finally, the only other thing I've got to show you is my latest acquisition. I've tried not to buy any yarn for this new year, but this one I'd bought, I can't remember if it was right at the start of the year or like before the year ended. I think it was right at the start. It took a while to deliver because she'd said it was going to take a while. So it arrived a couple of weeks ago. I just forgot to show you last episode. Yes, I am on a bit of a slight yarn ban, just because I'm going to Yarndale in September and I want to try and just save myself for then. But September's a long way away, so we'll see. And I'll be buying stuff for like design projects maybe, and maybe make 9 stuff. So we'll just see how we go. But yes, this is an acquisition that I got recently. This is from Nervous Fibre and it's called Deepwood, and I'm just obsessed. Look at that. Please stay focused. So yeah, oh my god. This is 75% merino and 25% nylon, and it is 425 meters in fingering weight. And yeah, I love a label too. So yeah, absolutely gorgeous. But that's the only acquisition that I can think of. I don't think I've had any others. So that's me done. That's it. Bit of a short and sweet one, I'm afraid, because I've just kind of been working a lot on designs and not really on what I should be working on. Simply. Oh, I have a notification. Yes. Oh, I've got 2 notifications. Are you done? Okay. So yes, that's it. I don't think I've got anything else to tell you. Life stuff. Last time I'd said about how I was feeling quite low. A lot of you commented, and thank you very, very much for all the comments, by the way, because there was some really lovely comments. And yeah, you're all so lovely. I have seriously considered quitting. I'm not gonna lie, I have. My brain has really struggled this year. I know we're only in the middle of February, so today's the 16th of February. So yeah, I just haven't really picked up. I know I'm missing the sun. I went out a couple of days ago and I felt the sun beating down on me. I was in the front garden. I only went out to grab something. And I felt the sun, and I was like, oh, it made me realise just how much I've missed feeling the sun on my skin. So that's probably a big part of it. But yes, I have seriously thought about just packing up shop. But I'm not going to, but I am going to really ease off the pedal this year. So I'm going to focus on YouTube a lot and add more videos. That's not where I'm easing up the pedal, because I really enjoy doing this. But last year basically what had happened was I'd planned out designs, I'd accepted work from people and had all these designs planned out, but then everything started to come in at the same time and the deadlines all started to bunch up together, which wasn't originally supposed to happen. But because I'm relying on other people and what they're doing as well, that's just what happened. I ended up having 13 designs to do, to knit, write and get out between October and December. So over 3 months, 13 designs was way too much, and I really battered myself. And I think that's why I'm now, between January and half of February, I just haven't picked up from that. I think I really burnt out, really badly burnt out. So I am going to still design, obviously, because I've got this Stormseeker tee in the mix, and I really want to do some socks. I'm kind of like, I'm wanting to do some socks again. And I also have a shawl that's tapping the back of my brain going, oh, am I next? So there is things. I'm just not going to be panicking and rushing them out. I'm just going to take my time. I'm not going to be like, oh, I need a pattern out a month, I need a pattern out. I'm just not. I'm going to take my time, because I can't do that to myself again. So I'm not quitting. Don't worry, because I've had a fair few messages asking me to please not quit. And thank you, because that gives me a lot of, what's it called? Like, oh, I can't think of the words. But that boosts my self-esteem and everything, because it's nice that you like my designs that much that you don't want me to quit. And I really appreciate that. And it's kind of nice that you want me around. So thank you for that. But yes, I am not going to be as this design and this design and this design. I'm not doing that. I can't do it like that anymore. So I'm slowing down, but I'm still going to be putting stuff out there. I'm just slowing my pace a little bit. What was the other thing? Yes, so YouTube, I'm going to be doing more on YouTube though. At least try. And I'm going to try for 1 video a week. And Instagram. And then you can always catch me on Discord. The Discord community has grew a lot, and it's absolutely brilliant over there, and I love it. And yeah, that's where I am. That's it. Just those 3 places. Anywhere else, you're not going to catch me. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to go. I'm going to go. I've got another notification. Oh, she's notifying me of all sorts. Right, I will see you in the next episode. And yeah, have a lovely rest of your day, whatever you're doing. And I'll catch up with you soon. And hopefully I've got more to show you. Maybe I'm wearing something. Who knows? But I don't know. I give myself far too much more than 24 hours in a day. I think there's 48 in every day or something. I don't know. But yeah, I'm off. I will see you soon. Bye.